Hey everyone, welcome to WDCODERS. So today in this video, we will perform Angular CUD operations in Angular 17. So in the last video, we have done the API part. So the same API we will use in this video. Okay. You can see my screen. UI is ready. So this video is not for the UI part. So also you can see in my VS Code, already I have created some components. So the logic building part we will do, how we need to perform the CUD operations. Okay, so that we will do. You can see on the screen, when I click on the add employee button, one pop-up is coming. Okay, here you can type the name, email address, mobile number, date of birth, date of joining. That we will add. And also when I click on the submit button, I did not include the validation also. So validation also we will do. Okay. So first of all, what we need to do is we will add the validation here. So for this, we need to go in the form. So first of all, I think I need to tell you how I have done this. So one shared component I have created for the model, right? So model I am using here, and this is the main, the listing part, which you can see, right? So this is the listing part and this component about for the listing page. Okay. This one, fine. And this one also you can see one component I have import here in the TS file. Sorry, in the TS file you can see the model component I have import here. So the same we will use, and here I am passing one form. So this form we have in here, in this file we have the form. So I try to optimize as much as we can do this code. Okay, so same you can do, and this code you can find. I will provide the link in the description box so that you can check. Okay, that also will do. Now you can see what I need to do is, first of all, I need to create one services file core services, and one file I need to generate here, services. Okay, and employee services I am creating here. So okay, now the main thing what we need to do is, first of all, we need to add all the services here. API URL, we need this, and in the last video this API I was using, so the same API I will add here. Okay, now what I need to do is I will create all the methods, get all employee, right? The next one is get employee, based on the ID we need to get the employee. Okay, and create employee, this method also we need, and which one, update employee. Okay, update employee also we need, and delete employee, this method also we need. Now what we need to do is in the shared folder, you can see the shared folder we have here. So in this shared folder I will create one models folder. Now I will create one employee.ts file here, export interface, and API response I am adding here. Okay, and message the string. Okay, data T I am adding here, T. Okay, export interface I employee. Okay, and ID string. Now we need name string, email string, mobile string, DOB string, DOG string, right? So this is we have done. Now in the services we need to add all the things, right? Just like return we need to add HTTP, get call we need to do here, and yes, API URL, right? We need to add the observable also here. observable, and we need to define the type API response, right? I employ, that will be the array. Okay, so the same thing I need to provide here. Okay, fine. Okay, the second part is here also we need to add one observable, but that will be object only. Okay, and we need to return like this. Okay, but based on the ID we need to get the data. So ID also I will add here, ID, that's it. Now here we need employee data, so I am adding here, and observable, and the data also will be there. Okay, so now what we need to do is, but this will be a post call, we need to add the data also here, employee. Okay, so this is fine. No, we don't need the ID here, so this is also we have done. Now for the updating record, this is also we need to add, and we need a specific ID. Okay, so you can see copy pasting I'm doing here, because small changes we need to do. Okay, put I am adding here, and based on the ID we need to update the data. Okay, so this is also I have added. Now here you can see delete also we need to do, so I am copying this one, we need to add the delete here, and for now I will add the observable is any. Okay, observable. Okay, okay, so this is also fine, but we need to delete the data, specific data based on ID. Okay, the service part is done. So this is only the change which we need to do. And one more thing, I think in the config also you need to add something for the HTTP client. So module we need to add. So first of all I will add import providers from, right? Here I will add HTTP client module. Okay, that's I have done. Now I will close all the files. Now we need to add the validation in the employee form. Okay, so I have opened this one in the TS file. Some changes we need to make. First of all, we need to add a constructor here. Okay, and private FB form builder. Okay, this I need to import. Reactive forms module also I need to import, and one form I need to define here, that will be our employee form. Okay, employee form, this is fine. So employee form, this is FB group, and name I am adding here new form control we need to add. Okay, and by default that will be null, blank. Validators we need to add, and that will be a required. Okay, so this is we need to add not a dot, that will be a comma. Okay, this is fine. Now we need email, mobile, DOB, and DOJ. Okay, that also I have added. And only one thing I think in the validator we need to add validator email. That's fine. Okay, one more method I will add here on submit. So when user will be click on the submit button, so if condition we need to add this employee form valid, else else log, sorry, not log, this employee form mark as touched. Okay, and here we will part all the we will call the service here. Okay, now what we need to do is we need to add all the form control here. Form control name, that will be a name. Okay, name. And here we need to add from group, and this will be an employee form. Okay, and here we need to add one submit button, ng submit. On submit we need to add here. So this is also fine. The validation, some messages also we need to write here, just like name is required, or div I am adding name is required. You can see I am adding one class here, form error. Okay, so if you go to the screen, you can see this is coming. Okay, so based on when we click on this one on submit button, or when we touch this input box, that this validation should become, this message should become. So if condition I am adding here, and I will place this div in this curly braces. Okay, and here I need to add employee form dot get name. Okay, then it should come. So we need to check. Yeah, this is working fine. Okay, if I click on this one again, when I click on the submit button, this is coming. So the same thing we need to do for other fields also. Now when you come to the screen, when I click on the submit button, so this required is coming. Now we need to integrate the API here. So this, first of all, we need to call here, we need to inject the service private employee service we need to add. Okay, now we need to add here this employee service dot create. Okay, this employee form value subscribe we need to add. Next, where suppose if I type the response. Okay, fine. After this, what we need to do is we need to close this, and yes, we need to close this. So this I am adding here. Let's check it. So I will call this one. Suppose I am adding so if I add the random date here, right, we need to check right now. So when I click on the submit button, right, cross error we have. Okay, that also we need to, actually sometimes when we work on the front end, then many times we have seen this course error. Okay, so how we can resolve it? So what we need to do is, in the back end we need to allow this one. I have opened my last project in which I have done the API part. So I will install one package here, and pm course type course. Okay, so this is I have installed, and in the index file, what I will do, I will import here. This will be a course. Now we need to check, and also I think we can do when we click on the submit button. Yeah, it's working fine. So that's it we need to do. So now you can see in the payload what we have been received, employee created, this data already created. Okay, now we need to add the constructor. And implements also we need to add. We need to implement ng on init, and this is also we need to define ng on init here, because we need to create one method get all employee. Okay, so for showing this data, what we need to do, we need to create one variable here, employees, right? And that will be I employee, and by default I have set the blank array. Now here we need to add this employees response dot data, like this. Okay, now we need to call this one in template. So here I am adding for, replacing this one, and this all tr part I am adding in the curly braces. Okay, now we need to add the name here. That will be a name, right? Right, so now we need to check. If I refresh this one, nothing is working, because what I need to do in ng on init, this get employee, this method I need to call. Now we can check data is coming. Yes, so two data we have in the backend, and this is coming. Okay, now what we need to do, we need to perform the edit delete operations also. Now first of all, I will perform the delete operation, but before that I think we need to show the toast part also. So I will install this package for the toast for showing the message. So I am installing this one. Okay, and you can read here in the standalone application how we need to add. So first of all, we need to import this css files in the style.css. We need to import here we can paste. Okay, this is fine. Now this one we need to add. Okay, perfect. Now delete operation we will perform. We will check how that will be work. So here in the employee.component.ts file, I will add one more method, delete employee. Okay, delete API we will call here, and we can add this one API response so that we can get the actual one, right? So yes, because we need a message also. So if we define the type here, then we can access that message also, right? So here what we need to do, we need to I think we need to import the toast service, right? Private toast service, right? Now here we need to pass this toast service success, and we can provide the message here, response message. Only this we need to add here. Okay, after this we need to again call this get employee. Okay, let's check this one. But when I click on the delete one, nothing will be performed, because in the HTML also we need to make a change. We need to call this click delete employee and we need to pass the id here, item.id, like this. That will be called. If we don't have id, we will not call. So now if I click the first data, when I click on this one, we need to check nothing is performing. Okay, so how we can debug this one? Oh, sorry, I have added this function on the edit, so this we need to do in a delete only. So now if I click on the delete one API will call employee deleted. Okay, toast also coming, and the employee has been deleted. This is also refreshed. Okay, so now add we have done, get all the employees also we have done, delete operation also we have performed. Now edit operation we need to perform. So what I need to do is, already we have the data, right? So we need to call this call one function by which we can show the data in the form, because right now what we have the different component for this form. Okay, you can see one component I have created and which I have added here. So here we need to pass the data of the employee. Okay, so how we need to do, we need to add one method here called load employee. Okay, big, and here we need a data I employee. Here what we need to do, one variable we will create just like a employee, and type will be I employee. By default that will be null. Okay, here we need to pass the data, this employee date equal data. Okay, if I click this one, then this method will be called, and already we are setting the data in this function. Using this function we are setting the data. This employee we need to call here. Okay, we need to add the data like that. Right now we did not add anything related to this, so in this form we need to add like this, so that one input method actually we need to add here. Here we need to add input dollar input. Okay, this is simple project but lot of things we have, and null also, because every time by default that will be null. So if we are getting the data, then what we need to do is we need to call one thing here. We can add implement on changes, right? So in on changes, ng on changes, we can get the data this, and we need to set patch, and we need to set the data in this form. In name, need to add data dot name. Okay, this function will be called when we have the data in this variable. Okay, so if condition also I have added here, we can check when we call this function. Model also should be open. This open model, this function we can call. Okay, so when I click on this edit button, you can see the model is open and data already set. Okay, now more things we need to add there. Now again when we click on this edit button, you can see all data are set, right? So now when we click on the submit button, we need to perform the update operation. Okay, so now based on the data we can add the if condition here, right? So if we have the data, this dot data, then we need to call the update operation we need to call, otherwise create employee, this operation will be performed. Okay, private toast. Okay, and we need to add the message here. Now we need to check how that will be performed. So what we will do, we will change the mobile number. We have now this one, so we will type 9999 and we click on the submit button. Employee updated, so this is fine, but you can see the mobile is not updated here, right? So we can call this function on clause. On clause also we need to call this function. Okay, again we need to do, we will update this mobile number. Okay, when we click on the submit button, you can see this is updated. Okay, so this is working fine. Now add employee, add it and delete, all the operations are performed. So if you like this video, please hit the subscribe button and hit the like button. Thank you so much.